Hey, Mike, man, welcome back to the show, dude. First of all, congratulations on an amazing victory. Demetrius Andrade, oh my goodness, looked amazing. I can't wait to unpack all that. But, brother, how was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was good. Thank you very much. How was yours, my brother?
Excellent, man. I appreciate you asking. Family's doing good, everyone's doing good. And I know you were right back to work today.
Oh yeah.
And
5 in the morning.
how was work at your club, man? Tell us about the boxing club.
The gym's doing great. We've officially made a year. This after his fight, it was a year completely. So that was a blessing. Um, Going well. Still doing my boot camp classes. I'll be starting up again next month. Kids are getting better. Have a bunch of up and coming amateurs that can't wait to get into the gloves, and a couple of young kids that I have. So it's gonna be a fun year in 2022.
I could only imagine, man, and I could see it on your face how much you love it, and also physically, bro. Like you look like you came down in weight all this training, right?
Little bit. I'm still working on more, but I think I put it back on last night. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And I think we all did, but I think it's amazing that you're a trainer, and obviously a trainer of one of the best fighters on the planet of Earth. Okay, two divisional world champion Demetrius Andrade, 154 champion, now 160, right? Just
Yes, sir.
recently dismissed a very tough opponent, and Jason Quigley. That was very a violent display of when boxing goes the right way. Can you
Yeah.
tell me about what went on there? Because that was amazing.
Well, the preparation was perfect for this camp. Demetrius had it in his mind that he wasn't gonna let it go to the scorecards or the judges at all. He had that mindset early in camp, so he knew. We don't know what he was gonna do. All we knew it wasn't gonna go that long.
I tell you what, when I watched that fight, I was so happy. And obviously, I know Demetrius and you on a personal level. So I already have feels going in. I'm like, I want to see my people do good. You guys did great, and when Demetrius got him for the final finish in the second round, when he just kept just, throwing nonstop
Yep,
left
yep,
hands
yep.
on this man, I'm like, and beat him into the corner. I'm like, this is next level. Like he looked great, man. So that was a great camp. So he must be feeling really good.
Feeling very good. He's actually hoping to get back in there. Hopefully April, maybe earlier. Lord willing, if Matchroom can secure him a fight, I'd love to get it going again. 'Cause
Absolutely, man.
he doesn't want
Absolutely.
to see Trina stop.
So more about you. You were talking about up and coming fighters, people that
Yep.
you're training. What's like your method to kind of get people into the groove of fluidity? Because boxing is not easy, and you don't realize that until you get hit. You know,
Honest, to be honest, I try to see where their mental state is at because this is it's 80 to 90% mental. Everything else comes with it, but that it's the mental game. I try to see where the person's at because only you know how much you're gonna handle when that storm comes. I'm pretty sure if you've been in there with sparring, sometimes you're like, do you really after 4 or 5 shots, do you really want to keep doing this shit? Nah. So I test everybody out usually, but always it's always a mental game with me. Try to see where they're at because I believe anybody's coachable, but where is their mental state at? If you can't get past that, if they can't see it in themselves, then that you never whatever you do it's never gonna help.
yeah, that's why I brought it up, man, because it's like, the first time I ever got hit was by my trainer, and it emotionally affected me. And I
Right.
was like, I had to chin check myself and emotionally check myself and be like, is this for me? And it was. You show up to the gym, you do your thing. That's why I asked that question, because a lot of people they say they want to box, but it's a mental state to
Right.
really want to focus and fight and understand like how terrible this sport can be in terms of like, you know, being under duress. And you know, Demetrius, he's someone that just fights fire with fire. And it seems like you're that type of guy too. And that's it seems like that's I don't want to speak for you, but that's pretty much how you train your fighters. You let them know, right? Like
it's off rip. You have to. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. They do see the most common term used in boxing is life. So if you're having a hard life, boxing is gonna show you how to get through it if you're willing to accept it. That's gonna be hard.
I love it. I love it. And let's talk about one of our friends, Kaylee Reeves, who recently just fought Jessica Camara in an amazing war.
That was a great fight.
Just on my show, Kaylee was, and first of all, my girl, like she's like a sister to me. Second of all, like, man, that fight. What were your thoughts on that fight?
I didn't get to see it until after it was all said and done, but from what people were telling me, it was just, and then I did see it. It was a give and go. It was like if you notice at the beginning, nobody was paying attention. As the rounds went in, the crowd started just building and building. So to me, that was fight of the night.
It was the Gotti Ward of women's boxing, in my opinion.
I could accept that. It was true. They really didn't move. It was a great pairing of two fighters, I want to say.
They were wonderful. And I love Kaylee comes on my show. She's got a black eye, you know, and she's like, I'm getting married on Saturday. I'm like, I love you. Like, what else can I say? Like, she's just so cool, man. Like, and that was one hell of a fight. And we got a lot going on in boxing right now. So real quick, I want to bring up a couple things before I go on to the future of boxing to close out the year. Snack program. I've taken it. It is wonderful. Can you tell me more about Snack?
Snack's one of the best systems I got to use and witness. But from the Pro Night to the Proglycogen, I hope I'm saying that right because I kind of messed that one up. The Expedite, which is their pre-workout, their Hypoxygen, which is better for the also not just the recovery, but also the breathing. And they have one more that's more mental is the Revitalize. That one gives you such a mental focus on whatever you do. I took that one time. I ended up reading 2 books in a night. Telling you, I was like, I'm gonna just keep going.
Keep going. Hey, your body and your mind will tell you what you feel. Like I do it all the time. Like sometimes I'll take my CBD and I'm like, all of a sudden I'm cleaning the house. My balcony's cleaned. I'm doing all this. I'm working on martial arts and boxing. I'm like, what's going on? Let it happen.
Right.
Just let it happen.
Let it ride.
Let it ride out, man. In the meantime, before we get to the future of boxing and what's going on, what about music? What have you been doing recently? Like movies, any TV shows?
TV shows. I'm an anime guy, so when Netflix put on that old Cowboy Bebop anime, and I just saw that they had a live action of it, I just finished watching it. Turned out pretty, to my opinion, it was pretty good. They left a lot. They left a lot in the series that I could tell they're gonna have another season for. But to me, it was a great show. That was one show that I paid attention to. Music wise, I'm a classic guy. I can't really do too much of the new hip hop. Some of the artists, yes, but you'll hear me sticking to old 2000s and 90s hip hop. Honestly.
Well, yeah, for me, hip hop, Tupac, obvious, Eminem. I love old school hip hop. I love all genres of music, rock and roll, blues, jazz, everything.
It's crazy how we get older, we start listening to the older shit more and more and more and more.
Oh, like, yeah, dude. Like, I'll go there. Jazz, Art Blakey. Oh my God. John Coltrane.
I was just listening to James Morrison right now, but the trumpet player, not the telling you. It's weird when you get older. Like I'm really listening to jazz. Like, yeah, jazz is pretty shit.
It
It's
just
different.
puts you in a nice zone, man. It's a
Right.
relaxing zone, you know. And speaking of animation, have you seen the Transformers on Netflix?
They have a newer one out, right? I believe.
Ooh. Dude,
But I
I'm
saw.
gonna have to cool myself off because this thing is so good. It's ridiculous, man. Like there's three segments, three series that
Okay,
were released in a very short period of time. Man, like this thing is like,
I
yeah,
have to check that out.
it's not made for kids. I'll tell you that right now. It's very violent.
So they stayed true to the old school.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
old school. Yeah.
They went. It's not the Michael Bay stuff. It's
Nah.
like the old school Transformers we grew up with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then so what happens is I'm not going to give any spoilers, but in the third episode, the shit goes down and it doesn't stop.
Nice. I'm gonna have to
The
definitely
shit
check
hits
that
the
out.
fan, bro. It gets real. Like you're
I'm gonna
like,
definitely check that out.
I'm telling you, someone gets whacked early, a big character. You're like, wait, they just did that? Yeah, they did. You know.
Okay. All right. All right. Definitely gonna check that out.
And we
I'm
got
on for
Cobra
tonight.
Kai coming up too. We got Cobra Kai coming
Yeah,
up
yeah.
in
And it's
December.
amazing how that show started on YouTube and just blew up on Netflix. But it's a great show.
It
Especially, and
is.
I love the fact that they actually they put in the old school movies too, just to help out with the stories, which is great.
Yep, at 100%. I want to ask you a quick question before we get into the boxing future of what's going on with certain things. Fights coming up. December is going to be a very busy schedule.
Very, very busy.
Um, when you work a corner, you're very good. You're very calm. And to
Appreciate it.
see a friend and a fighter, because every fighter you train, you're going to have an emotional connection to.
Right.
How do you keep everything so balanced, and how do you keep yourself together and make the fighter be a better fighter? I know it's a very complicated question, but you do a very good job at this.
I pray a lot. First and foremost, gotta thank God for that. And just being patient and knowing that if you've already built up this relationship with that fighter, you know how to get him off his legs, get him right back into the state of like, we gotta work. You can tell you build that he'll actually know when you're off your game. And he or she might tell you like, yo, coach, I don't sound like you or whatever. No, so feed off each other's vibes. You can it's a lonely. This sport is a lonely sport. Let's be honest. And sometimes some coaches don't do what's best for their fighters in the moment. Sometimes they let one of my old coaches they take a fight with their balls and not with their brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to know what level your fighter's at the current moment and what he or she needs to be pushed gradually. You can't just throw them into the fire right away unless the money's right, but you should never do that either. I'm not gonna get you X amount of dollars, and I know you're not gonna be able to enjoy it because this is gonna be a tough fight. You're not doing that over here.
But my father told me that when I wanted to start boxing, that it's the loneliest place on planet Earth is the center of the ring, and it's a long road up to the ladder to get to where you think you might want to go if you can get there. You know, and that's 100. I appreciate all fighters that get in the ring. I appreciate exactly what I see you do and what Demetrius does. Like, Demetrius is probably one of the hardest fighters to fight on planet Earth because he's so adaptable. Like, he'll just like make maneuvers, you know, like he makes things happen, and it's so incredible. I'm looking forward to seeing him fight anyone between 160 to 168 because I know he's going to give them a difficult time, if not beat the shit out of them. Like what he did just recently, that was that was one of the biggest statements, I believe, of this calendar year. Like, I'm not just saying that because he's a friend and you're a friend. I'm saying it because I was watching it and I was like, damn. Like, he went out there and he was relentless. What was it? 4 knockdowns in 2 rounds?
I believe 3 in 2 rounds. No,
wow.
They didn't count one. They didn't count one, so it was really 3 in 2 rounds.
Right. There was one that should have been one. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And but he was just swinging, and there was something about his presence that night when I was watching that fight, and he just was so lasered in, like laser focus, and would not let his opponent off the hook at all. No. Like,
it wasn't 112.
Right. And as a boxer, I'm watching this and I'm like, damn. Like, I was texting my wife. She was working. I was off. And she's a bartender on the strip out here in Vegas. I'm like, my God, my guy looks good. He's kicking some serious ass. This is going to be some serious shit happening here. Bang. Next round. Just a beatdown, like the left hand after left hand in the corner. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, referee, please stop this fight. Please stop this thing right now.
A few people booed. After McKenzie came back. I don't know why they booed for it. It was just gonna get worse. Not for nothing. Quigley is one hell of a fighter, one hell of a person. I mean, I ran into him in the elevator in the hotel room. And it's fight week, so animosity and stuff, you're supposed to be on edge or whatever. I just looked at him and, man, I can't be mad at you. You're too much of a good guy. I can tell you came up with some great upbringing, family's great. Can't be mad at you, man. Just best of luck to you going forward in your career. But it is what it is.
He took it quickly. I gotta say this. He took it like a man.
Yeah.
He took it like a true man. I was surprised, man. Like, I mean, I know Quigley, and he only lost one fight prior to going in,
right?
And he's an awesome fighter, but I mean, something that Andrade had that night was just wow. Like, it was it. It was like, man. And when do we see outside of like heavyweight boxing, say, someone come in at 160 pounds and dismantle a top-ranked fighter in 2 rounds?
Not often.
You don't see it often. That was a very special night, man. And congratulations to you and to Demetrius, because he definitely got a lot of people probably, I'm going to say, changing their minds about.
Right. You met a lot of fans that night. A lot of, and my respect to the Irish fans, they support real fighters. They don't care if you go against them. They're gonna support that guy. But once either you beat them or they beat you, you have fans for life. The Irish folks they back up their fighters.
So I got a little couple questions for you here.
Go ahead and shoot.
Upcoming fights. Boxing is closing out the year. Very big. We got Teofimo Lopez versus Kambosos coming up.
Finally.
Right? Let me get your thoughts, my man.
Honestly, on just on GP of making me wait this long, I'm going with Kambosos.
Really?
I'm going with Kambosos. Something in his eyes tells me I'm here to do something. I'm here to shock the world.
Wow. We got 2 unbeaten fighters. And you got Kambosos. I mean, I know he's a great fighter. I know he's really good.
He's giving me something like, you know what, this guy might surprise everybody.
I'm gonna check the Vegas odds and I'm gonna go with you. So I'll blame you if I lose money.
All right. Pretty sure it won't be the first time.
The people ask me all the time, bro. They're like, what do you got? What do you think? I'm like, are you wagering? Or like with the Canelo fight that just recently popped off, I had one of my buddies hit me up. He's like, I'm at the sports book. What do you think? Do you Canelo or a Plant? I'm like, do you want to know my prediction or are you trying to gamble? I'm trying to gamble.
Knockdowns will be under.
I'm like, ew. I'm like, I'm not giving you my prediction. Because if you wager money, you don't get the prediction because I don't want to be responsible.
Right.
All right, we got Haney versus JoJo Diaz. Devin Haney.
Real fight. Real fight.
That's a good fight.
I favor Haney in that, but that's gonna go the distance in my opinion. It's just gonna be there's gonna be pressure versus finesse, and we're gonna see how good Haney can take the pressure, which I think he can do it really, really well if he studies well on JoJo. Because JoJo's a slow starter at first, but when he comes on, he's on you.
Yeah, he fights hard.
Mm-hmm.
He does. And Haney's got that amazing skill too. Like he's very, very slick.
So we're gonna see. That's gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to that one.
Absolutely. We also have Gervonta Davis versus Cruz.
Now
that's Cruz, a really good fight.
Cruz, I haven't seen too much, but I've seen his highlights. So unfortunately, whatever happened to Rolly, it happened. But it's a great substitute. So I found a lot of people they were skeptical at first, or who's this kid? But that's gonna be a true test. And then Gervonta confirmed it, like, it's a real fight now. To me, I'm more excited about this one. So I can't wait. Boxing's ended up the year fine, huh?
We're wrapping the year up like amazing. We got one more, Lomachenko versus Comey. Ooh. Yeah.
I believe Comey's never been stopped, has he? Or he's been.
Recently, yeah. And Lomachenko just recently. This is a big fight for both guys.
Right.
Huge fight for both guys.
When that's taking place in Vegas, or are they doing it in New York again?
I'm not sure the location. I know it happens in December, and I think they're trying to put the location together. I would imagine they would run it over in New York, because I know that Vegas, we're lit up right now. T-Mobile, MGM, where I live in Vegas is all booked up. The Golden Knights, the Allegiant Stadium with the Raiders. Right. Which, by the way, are you a football fan?
I am. I'm a Giants fan per se. So
no.
Hey, I'm gonna live and die by my team. It's all right.
The reason why I said no is because I'm a Giants fan too. But it's been really hard, bro, the past couple years.
Hey, keep on trucking, right?
we keep on trucking. We did win last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a W last week.
I'll take whatever. I take whatever I can get. At this point, you gotta take whatever you can get. Shit.
So you are ride and die with the Giants. 100, bro. All right. So I know there's certain things we can and cannot talk about in terms of just the future. Demetrius Andrade doesn't want to duck anyone. It's very obvious he wants Canelo. It's very obvious he would fight a lot of other great people out there, like, a lot of other fighters at 160. Who do you think his most desired opponent would be?
Most desired opponent, realistically, where we're at, would be a Triple G or a Munguia fight. Even a Rosado fight.
I love it.
I'd entertain a Rosado fight because he is a journeyman, and a man is entertaining. But like what everybody wants to see right now would be the Charlo fight. Negotiations have to go through their line of communication, so I can't rule that one on 100 yet. So realistically, I would love a Triple G or a Munguia fight.
I think all those fights for fans would be amazing. I don't also rule out Beterbiev, Benavidez, because let's face facts, like we know things. Demetrius Andrade is an amazing athlete. He's very explosive, and now he's showing power, and he's showing so much passion. Like, he came out recently and made a statement to the naysayers that says, like, he's not finishing guys. He drops them early. He doesn't finish them. He said, fuck all that. I'm going to show you how I do someone. And he did him dirty. Like, That was some serious shit. I know what I'm watching. I would think him and Charlo would be excellent. I think the fans would love to see that. I think him and Canelo would be excellent. I think the fans like to see it. I think Demetrius gives Canelo a lot of problems, to be honest with you. With his Andrade's boxing ability, I think it offsets Canelo's rhythm. Canelo's a rhythm fighter. If you offset his rhythm, he's going to have problems. I don't want to give away any secrets, but this is things I see, and I respect Canelo, and I think Canelo looks amazing. But we have one of the greatest fighters on planet Earth right now in my top categories of fighters, and you're responsible, Mike, for that in Demetrius. Dude, 100%. Like, the way you guys handle your business, and you back up what you say, and there's been so much growth I've seen in your fighter, in your charge, and Demetrius, and with you, that is just wonderful. I'm so appreciative of it. Do you have any fighters that you're psyched about, that you want to talk about, that you're bringing up and coming?
Right now, I have Marcus Bates, so he should be fighting soon, February, hopefully for the NABO title, finally get him in the rankings. I have Raheem Davis, another slick southpaw, hopefully at 147. We're still trying to estimate what way he wants to go in at right now. Real slick kid, tall, at least 6'2", but still makes one. I told you, you like a small version of Paul Williams, and he said, Coach, that's my favorite fighter, by the way. Oh, no wonder. Here we go.
Paul Williams, man. Wow.
So hopefully we get him started. I'm shooting for February also for him to make his pro debut. Then a bunch of my amateurs are coming up. We have the gloves next month towards the end of it. So yeah, it's looking good.
So tell us about your gym. Where can we find you? What's your phone number? What's your, all your social media? Because I know you run a great club.
Thank you. Social media is Veloz Boxing. IG, Mike Veloz on Facebook. The gym is located in Cranston, Rhode Island, off of Park Ave, 530 Wellington Ave in Cranston. You can just hit me up on social media if anybody needs anything else, any more information. I don't give out unless you family and friends. You don't get my number right away.
Well, that makes me feel great because I got your number. I got the digits.
Yes, sir.
But Mike, I gotta say, man, like I'm gonna be real with you. I think that your ability to be a trainer and carry world champions this is just the beginning of the journey. Like, boxing needs more people like you. I see how hard you work. I see what you do. And there's a difference between a trainer that just gets people in shape, and there's also a difference, in my opinion, from a trainer that shows people mental wherewithal and gives them good advice in the corner. You are very great at all the above things, to say to your fighter what they need to do, to check them out, get them in proper shape, do all those things. Like, you don't just mess around in the corner. Like, you'll say exactly what needs to be said to get the job done. Like, that is what I love. And that's why I connected with you. Like, I mean, bro, I'm gonna say this, man. Like, we're obviously good friends and stuff, but I mean, this is like a Manuel Stewart type shit, bro. Like, keep riding it out.
He was one of my favorite trainers.
That's what I'm saying. Why I'm saying, like, the best, the greatest, Emmanuel, when with Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, he's like, you're running around, you're playing with him, why you doing that? Like, I loved him. It was just so in your face. And
They,
he's
they'll
like, you
sugar,
gonna take him out. You got a dead man. You got a dead man in front of you.
right? They'll sugarcoat it. Just tell you the truth.
Just told him straight up. He's like, you gonna fuck around and come up short. And he's right. It's Mike Tyson. He could turn the lights off. I don't care how old Mike is, how much weed he smoked. I don't give a fuck. He could come at you and knock you out at any time. You know? But dude, you're amazing. I want you to enjoy your weekend. I can't wait to have you back on and have Demetrius on as well. You guys,
we're definitely gonna go to the Cambosos fight this weekend. So hopefully we'll get a couple more interviews out that way, and I'll have him on your show soon enough.
Thank you.
He's still just recovering from all the food he had last night, and no, you don't play around in that household. His wife was like, "I cook, you clean it."
Oh, that's awesome, man. You know, anytime he wants to come on, you know, he's an absolute brother and great friend, and I can't wait to have him on. If you guys want to do a post fight from the Lopez Cambosos fight, I'd love to do it. If not, come on anytime just to talk about anything. I mean, you guys are awesome, your family, and I love all the people I met from your fraternity. Like I said, Kaylee, like, I mean, she is, my God, she's like a sister to me, man. Like,
she was my first second world champion. After Boo Will comes her, because I helped her with her first 2 or 3 belts that she had.
And she's a hard ass fighter.
Bro.
Bro, the first time
she sparred all men. She couldn't spar the females. Nobody wanted to spar her. Only the guys did.
Oh my God. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. When I first met her, I met her through Lou DiBella.
Oh, good.
And yeah. And so Lou was like, you know, I'd like you to interview her. She's awesome. And the minute I saw her, I did research, obviously. I knew who she was. And I look at her when she comes on the screen. She got all these piercings and all this stuff going on. And I'm like, I want to talk about all that right away. Like, I was like, you know what? There's something about you. You have this aura. You have this charisma. Like, you're larger than life. Like, let's just fuck off boxing for a moment and talk about this. And she broke down her piercings and the things that she does for her tribe and stuff like that as being a Native American. And I was like stricken by her. And then me and her went nuts and had a great time. My wife heard the show and she was like, wow, that girl is amazing. I'm like, I love her. She's a sister, friend for life. I just had her on last week and never disappoints. The most realest person you could ever talk to.
Ain't that it? I 100% favor that one. Did you catch her movie yet?
No, I can't wait to see it. Is it out?
I believe they did have it on Prime for a little while. I'm not sure if they still have it there. But,
okay, I asked her about that. I'm gonna look today. You said Amazon Prime?
Yeah, they might still have it. Remember, Catch the Fair One is the movie. It's the movie name.
For those listeners, Kaylee Reese, one of the greatest fighters in female category or just boxing category in general. She brings it. She is electrifying. Her personality is just second to none, and just wow. Like, she just lights up whatever she does. And I got to say, one of my favorite people on planet Earth in general. Yep.
Mm-hmm. One of mine too.
Absolutely. And as are you, brother. I want to let you get to your day. The show will be on iHeart, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, Google, all that stuff within the next hour. And I'll send you the links, Mike. And I can't wait to talk to you again, man. You are awesome.
Thank you, my brother, man. Pleasure being on your show every time.
Fantastic, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother. Take care.
You as well.